First, want to congratulate the Birmingham Stallions and Skip Holtz. They did a very good job. They outplayed us today. It was clear. They did a better job than we did, but they're a very good football team. Obviously, they're 1-on-1 as we are too. But again, I want to congratulate them because they did a very good job to win that game. I think we have a good team, and they were better today. So, outside of that, I thought from the game. Like I already mentioned, I thought we were outplayed in the football game. They capitalized on the return game better than we did. They capitalized on not only the return game but the turnover. They capitalized on as well. A bright spot for us was DJ Miller. I thought his 2 takeaways was very good, very nice. I mean, very big plays, and it didn't show up. But he also had 3. Passes defense, so to speak. You could have said down there against that big, tall tight end a couple times on their sideline early in the game, the first half, and there was 3 in a row, and he did a very nice job on those. We gave up. What did I say here? We gave up. I thought in the game that from an explosive standpoint, they had a few explosive plays, not a ton, but a couple. But again, when they got them, they capitalized on them. Whether it was the end of the game, even getting the field goal, whereas I did not think we did. I thought we only had a couple. I don't know what it was overall. I didn't see the stats on it, but I didn't think we had enough explosive plays in the game. The only really one I remember vividly was the one where Sampson caught the ball over the middle. So that's it. In the special teams, I thought they played a better game than we did without question. Their return was much better than ours. So, but again, they're a good football team, but I still believe we're a good football team. It's early in the season. We're 1-1. And hopefully we'll learn from this game and improve, and I believe we will. I'm not worried about that. It's just disappointing to lose.
Open up the questions. Start up here.
Hey, Coach. Good to see you again. Your guys' running game really picked up in the second half, and you kind of struggled in the first half. I was just wondering what kind of adjustments that you made, and was there more of a effort to focus on the run game in the second half, or how did that come about?
When we started the game, it was pretty effective, and then we just got away from it. And we weren't making first downs, so we got away from it. They made a punt, we just weren't in sync. I thought the first half we just never got into a groove, and in the second half, like you mentioned, we were able to come back and run the ball. We're going to be a good running team. We have been. We've got the people for it. Our guys do a very good job, but we do need to have more explosives. You can't just dink and dunk in the pass game, expect to win or beat a good team like that. We might have gotten away with it a week or so ago, but going forward, we have to do a better job in that area, which I trust we will.
Hey, Coach. Mike Palka from the Bottom Line Podcast. Hard-fought game, as it always is with Birmingham Stallions.
You all cleaned up,
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you. I have a question about with the quarterback play. I know with this league, there's no preseason game, and I know how passionate you are about getting these guys playing time so they can get NFL looks, to send them to the highest level they can play. Will there eventually be a full-time starter at quarterback as we go down the line? I know it's early in the season where we can say, okay, who's the hot hand here? With Bryce's performance tonight, will you pick a quarterback where it would be the full-time starter throughout the rest of the season, or are you still looking, will it always be the plan to get guys meaningful reps throughout a game?
It's a week-to-week thing. It really is. It's not, I'm not set on rotating him. I'm not set on having one. I mean, in a perfect world, you have one guy. As Tom Landry used to say, he said, you never have 2 starters. You got 2 backups if they're not going the same. And he knew a lot of good things, or he knew a lot of football. So until somebody really takes it by the horns and says, I'm the guy, I have confidence in both of them, and they both do a good job. So, and we'll take it week at a time. So I don't know where we'll be next week with it. That's as good as I can do right now.
Coach Dave McDonald, the Pitt Media. Just wanted to get a status on both Coburn and Breland Speaks. And then also, there were a few plays in the third quarter where it seemed like you used at the goal line Tafua as a fullback. Can you address that?
Yeah, we had Tafua at fullback, and we had a defensive end, Carter. Rondell Carter played the left tight end. So we had 2 defensive players on that. Really, it's just utilizing our personnel. It was something that we'd been working on the last couple of weeks. We'll continue to probably use it throughout the season. It's the first time those guys have been on offense. But it's an opportunity to kind of showcase what they can do, both those players. And there's a couple other players on the roster that could play on offense as well in the line and possibly at tight end. And so we'll continue to use that going forward. The first part of your question was?
Status of Coburn.
That's right, status of the two. I don't know exactly what it'll be going forward. Obviously, they're both injured. The extent of it is what I don't know that yet. But I'll kind of leave it at that because I really don't know. I don't know what it is right now. Yeah.
Coach, one of the frustrating parts of the game, that goal line stand that Birmingham had where, 4 plays, couldn't get in. What kind of went down there? I know you ran it 4 times. Obviously, Marcel is the offensive play caller, but could you just break down what all happened there?
What I saw was that we didn't knock them off the ball. We put in a lot of big people. We brought in Tafua, as was just mentioned, and Rondell Carter at the tight end, and not that their spots were the cause of anything, but I'm just saying overall we didn't knock them off the ball. When you put in all those big people, it's kind of like the tush push. If you're successful with the tush push, it's because you're lower than they are and you knock them off the ball and you win the battle. It's not really any secret to it, and we didn't do that. We just put big guys out there and didn't do that, and that's why it was unsuccessful. So that was a disappointment because we put them out there for that that reason, and it didn't happen. While it's on my mind, I want to comment. I meant to say it right off the bat. Was just about our fans. I thought that it was a good showing as far as the fans went today. We didn't give them much early to get cheered about, to cheer about. But as it wore on, I thought that we did, and they were loud, and it was nice to see. And they were into the game, and they were cheering our guys. And there was a lot of talk coming out of the stands behind our bench, which I thought was kind of good. And even when it wasn't so good, and they were yelling at people, whatever. But nonetheless. It was. I enjoyed it, and I know our players did as well. So I want to thank them. They did. They were very good today.
We'll take a couple questions on Zoom. Avian Plummer, you can unmute.
How you doing, Coach? This is Avian Plummer from AFN. Can you walk me through that 4th and 12? It looks like Bryce Perkins got hit in the backfield and kind of escaped, but it looks like it wasn't nothing really there. But can you just tell me from your perspective what happened on that play?
I believe we went in an empty formation, and we had 4 wide receivers and a tight end that we put in the game. We took the running back out, so we spread the field, and we just all ran down to 12 yards and did curls. The more you see, different teams run in that situation with 4th and 12, that's one of the plays that you'll see across the board that people will do. It forces you to put 5 defenders to match everybody up. So if you think about doing the math, you got 5 defenders doing that, and you probably only have 3, maybe 4 rushing, but that leaves only 2 deep and 3 deep. So if you're not careful when you do that kind of defense on that, it's good for the all curls like we did today, but you can split somebody through there too and turn a 4th and 12 into a touchdown. But we didn't do that, obviously. What hurt us was we got pressure with just a regular rush, and that's what we didn't. We got to protect the quarterback more if we're going to get the 4th and 12, because obviously the 12 yards are what you're trying to. It takes a little bit longer to get down to 12 and turn and look for the ball, let alone get open.
We'll wrap up with Oscar. Oscar, feel free to unmute.
Thank you very much, Coach. Nice to see you again. Always with a loss, we always look bad things. But after 2 games, what is your balance? The teams are close to be the team you want? Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you, Oscar. Give me that again, Sage.
The balance and just what is your opinion of the team after 2 games?
After 2?
Yeah.
I would say that, well, number one, we're a better team than we played today. I know that. I'm positive of that. It just took us a long time to get things going. We were in the game for quite a while, and then we gave up some explosives, got out of it. It'll be a learning lesson. That's how I look at it. This is that's exactly what it was. It's a teaching moment by Birmingham for us to get better. Last year we had that same thing happen. We were 2-1. We went into San Antonio. We lost a game. I thought we learned a lot from it. We came back and won 5 straight. And I believe that I'm hopeful, but I also do believe that we'll learn from this particular game. We're 1-1. It's early in the season, but it's might be the best thing that happened. You never know. Last year, like I said, that loss we had to San Antonio last year to go 2-2. That was the best thing to happen, and so we'll see. Hopefully, that's what this one was.
DJ, great job today. That was a clinic that you put out there. For most of the game, you were covering guys that were significantly bigger than you, 6'2", 6'5". And as a cornerback that's not as tall as them, I was wondering, what do you do to get the advantage back on your side when you're going up guys that are just taller?
Really, I just want to give all glory to God first and foremost. Without him, I'm nothing, and with him, I'm everything. So just all glory to God first. And then as far as to answer your question, I would just say technique. I've been practicing technique. It's not like I've been 6'2" before. I've always been this height. And so you kind of got to work with what you have. And then pretty much just technique. We practice shooting through the hands at the last second, timing the ball, and it's kind of like an internal clock that you have going on, that when the ball's going to get there, and then they still have to catch it at the end of the day. And so just making that catch as tough as possible is probably the key there. Yeah.
Anybody else?
Sure. I'm Eric Rintamaki from Rocked On Sports Media. And Bryce, I got a question for you. So in the second half, you guys started rushing the ball quite a bit. You did pretty good. You got all the way down to the 2-yard line, and you had 3 rushes for a total of 30 yards, 10 yards a rush. Now, do you guys have many designed runs for you? Because you seem to be a quarterback with some wheels, and you can get after it. So I'm just wondering, do you guys have many designed runs for you in this offense?
Yeah, I mean, we have a few. I think one of those came on a design run, and a few other came on just kind of broken down, scramble plays. The quarterback run, it shows itself, too, in those passing downs. It's just regular drop-back passes, just how, a lot of the pass rushes, especially in this league, a lot of those guys on the edge really, speed or on a real, so the rush lanes are definitely open on the pass downs for us. Not too many quarterback runs, but they appear. So I think we did a great job too running the ball. Those guys, in the trenches, were fighting, the whole second half, and they did a great job.
Hello, Mike Pelka from the Bottom Line Podcast. This is a question for both of you. With the crowd energy tonight, in Ford Field, how loud it is. The number I'm seeing is that over 10,000 fans have attended this game tonight, in spite of all what's going on in the city of Detroit sports. What message do you have for the fans that may have not been to a Panthers game before, or maybe just want to see a game at Ford Field for the first time and seeing a rowdy crowd? And what do you guys take away from the energy in the building tonight?
Go ahead. This first one, we're going to be better. We're going to learn from this on both sides, and defense did great. We got to help them out, but to the fans, this is not the best performance. This is only going to be a learning lesson for us. We're going to put together better performances. We're going to come out here and appreciate all these fans coming out here and showing support, man. It means a lot. You can definitely feel the energy from them. And, it's a blessing to be able to step on this football field in this atmosphere with those fans, too, as well. So we'll be back, and, we're going to clean up the mistakes. We're going to watch the film, put it to rest, and then, go on from there.
Yeah, shout out to the fans, man. They showed up and they showed out. This was my first game here at Ford Field with the Michigan Panthers, and I was very, very impressed with the fan base. Shout out to the fans. They did their thing. And like my QB said, we're going to be back. We're going to be better to give them more to cheer for. And so to the fans that didn't show up, I would highly suggest you show up, because it is a lot of fun seeing y'all go crazy when we make plays and score touchdowns and things like that. So just shout out to the fans, man.
DJ, you've had quite the career, Kent State star, spent some time with the Chiefs, now you're here in Michigan. Last week only played a few snaps, this week on the field a bunch, making plays. What does it mean to you to have this opportunity and to take advantage of it the way that you did tonight?
Man, I just give all glory to God, honestly, because it's just something I've been truly working for. No matter if I get 2 snaps, 30 snaps, 50 snaps, I just make each rep count. That's kind of my mantra, and I focus on the technique within each rep. Tom Brady. I watched his quote, like his podcast while I was with the Chiefs, and he was like, "If I get 2 reps, I'm gonna make those 2 reps the best reps that I can make." And so I really took that mindset and put that into work, and that's just kind of how I do things, man. So no matter the rep count, whatever it is, man, I could play however many snaps. I'm gonna make each one of them count. So, yeah.
Andrew Grimm, Detroit News. This is for both of you guys. It's very clear, and your coach kind of said it. Like, you guys know you're a better football team than you played today, and kind of put together a few drives in the second half. Of how much do you kind of internalize that, and you're talking about it with the fans of wasn't our best day. Don't hang your heads, but kind of internalize that of we're a better football team than we put on today, and like I guess what goes into that week to really make that happen so you play better next week.
Yeah, I would just say it's a learning thing, man. Like obviously it wasn't the result that we wanted, and at the end of the day, we have to learn from it and move forward. Like there were some sparks out there that we have to build upon, and there were some mistakes made that we need to erase. So at the end of the day, you have to learn from it and move on. And we have this long week coming up to kind of learn from it and get ready for San Antonio. Honestly, so we're keeping our heads up and we're pushing forward.
Yeah, I think when you watch the tape, and when we all watch the tape, we're going to look back and see a lot of mistakes that were just mental things, really. Nothing physical, nothing effort-wise, just some easy mistakes that are routine plays, and I know I can speak for myself too as well, that we do over and over, and sometimes a couple of mistakes happen out there that were just easy correctable, and that's the easy part, but it's also the frustrating part too, as well. As well, because kind of football team you can be, kind of the plays and everything how it goes like that. So clean up the mistakes, get back, watch the film, and get ready. I mean, have this not be a theme. Just fix the mistakes and go back on field, get back to practice, figure out what you need to do, fix it, and then move on. So that's who we are. Our coach does a great job of preaching to us. We have the players on the team to be able to push through, and we'll be better and we'll be back.
Got 2 questions on Zoom. We'll go to Avion Plummer, and feel free to unmute.
How you doing, guys? My name is Avion Plummer from AFN. We've seen Devin Walsh on the sideline, kind of upset, after the turnover. What do you say to a player like that, this on your team, and what can you expect from that from him next game?
Devin Ross.
Yeah, was it? Oh, yeah. I mean, it's tough. It's tough, but not one play loses that game. I mean. So making sure we're all there for each other, him and everybody else as well. Let them know that, hey, man, we're here, and it's not you. I mean, I threw a costly turnover down there in the end zone, and it always feels like it's always your mistake that kind of led to it. But Devin Ross is a great player. He's a great person in general, and we love him. And, we just can't wait to get back, on the field and kind of fix some mistakes and, get back at it, because a lot of things that we did, we know we're better than. So we'll get right, we'll get ready in, and we'll keep it pushing.
Last question tonight, we'll go to Jason.
Yeah, hey, Bryce, Jason Spurgeon with the X-Fan Show. My question to you is, after the highlight last week that you had, and then the scramble for the 3-point conversion you had that could be the highlight of the week, how many more highlights can we expect from you in the way that you keep playing that could possibly be the player of the year?
Yeah, I mean, I think the routine plays, the highlights are highlighted, but I think routine plays will get us, where we need to go as a team, right? And personally, I want to do, my job better, for the team, so we can have better team success and routine plays that we can just kind of march down the field. And then those plays always come up, however they come up, but being better executed on just the routine things on my side for the offense will definitely help us in if it's running the ball, it's running the ball. If it's passing the ball, it's passing the ball. But being able to take what the defense gives you and keep pushing, and whatever the play comes up, we attack it then.